Using your hands or physical controllers to interact with UI elements with the Meta SDK is quite easy. I have noticed, however, that a lot of the online guides don't really describe why we need certain components. They just tell you to do this or that. So I thought I'd make a tutorial today where we can go through 3 different ways we can interact with UI elements with rays coming from our hands. Hopefully, by the end, you'll understand why you need so many different components to interact with UI elements and your hands in VR or AR. For this tutorial, I am assuming that you have already installed the Meta All-in-One SDK, which you can easily download from the Unity Asset Store. And I'm also assuming that you configured your Unity scene to work with XR. There's many tutorials online to make that happen, but if you want one from me, I can make one. But at least for now, let's play. So to make our life easier, we're going to be using the building blocks. These are super great tools that can jumpstart your production, your project. They're super easy to use and I highly recommend them rather than trying to do everything manually, even though sometimes we feel like we have to do things manually. Sometimes it's okay to take a shortcut. So we're going to add the camera rig and we're going to add the virtual hands. So creating a UI that's interactable with your hands, shooting rays, can be done multiple ways. There is a really quick way, and then to understand how that works, we're going to build it from scratch. So we're going to do 2 ways. The QuickActions way, and then from scratch so that we understand how the logic in Meta's SDK works. All right, so let's start with the easy way. Create a new empty object and call it My Panel. We're going to set the origin to 0. And under it, we're going to create a UI element. We're going to create a canvas. Now, this is the easy part. All we have to do is we go into Canvas, we go to Interaction SDK, and then we add RayInteractor to Canvas. Now you're going to get this little menu that tells you what things you need to fix, and we'll understand why these things need to be fixed when we do it from scratch. But for now, let's just hit fix on all of them. We hit create. You'll notice how we now have a RayInteractor added to the both right and left hand under the interactor's game object in this interaction layer of the camera rig. We need this to make the hands capable of interacting with the environment. So these are important. And that's one of the nice things about adding this ray interaction quick action. Okay, next, we're gonna make sure that the canvas origin is 0. Makes our life easier. And we can set the width and height to 500. And because the canvas tends to be massive, we're gonna scale it down to 0.01. So it's now closer to a scale that we would encounter in real world space. Now, at this point, the next thing that you would do is build a toggle button. But I'm just going to use this prefab to save time. So we're going to just drag this prefab down over here to the canvas. I'm just going to actually just Control C and Control V. We're going to set the transform origin to 0. And this is scaled way too low. So we're going to do it 1 so it changes based on the canvas. And we're going to make sure that it's under canvas. Oh, and again, let's just do that. All right, so now we have our toggle button, and let's move the canvas a little bit farther away. And you'll notice how just like that, when we hit play, we have a canvas element and we can click using our hands. Super cool. Okay, so why does this work? So you'll see this ray interaction object with these scripts and then this child called surface with these scripts. So in combination, the scripts that are placed in these 2 objects allow the rays coming out of the hands to interact with the canvas element. We'll explain their logic individually by building this out from scratch. So let's delete everything and start fresh. We're going to delete the My Panel and we're going to delete the event system. But we're going to leave these RayInteractor scripts intact because they're useful and we want to save time. So let's create a new UI. We'll call it My Panel once again. We're going to reset the origin. Under it, we're going to create a new canvas element. We're going to change the canvas to world space. This is because we want ray interactions to exist in world space and not as an overlay. And then we're going to create a new empty. We're going to call it grid. This is going to help us organize our toggle buttons. So we're going to add a grid layout group. And I'm just going to set this to middle center, and we're going to add fixed row count of 3. You'll see why this makes sense in a second. We're going to add the meta toggle button over here. And we're just going to create some duplicates. Make sure that we fix the scale because this is huge. We're going to set the canvas origin to 0. And we're just going to set this width to 500. And again, like before, because canvas elements are massive, we're going to set this to 0.01. To make this look pretty, let's add some spacing. Okay, great. And so now that we have our canvas set up, we need to be able to make this an interactable canvas. So the first thing we need to do is every time that we create a canvas element, an event system is created. But Unity standalone input module won't work with Ray interactions coming from the Meta SDK. So we have to remove this component and add a module that does work. And we're going to use Meta's module. So the way that we do that is we add the PointableCanvas module. Okay, so this is super important. This method handles all the pointing event propagation. So we need to make sure that this has this. Otherwise, the hands or controllers won't work on UIs. Next, we need to make sure that the canvas is a pointable canvas. So for that, we literally just go and add PointableCanvas to it. You notice how it has a little space, a little input for the canvas. So we just drag and drop that here. The next thing we need to do is it not only needs to be a pointable canvas, it also needs to be able to receive rays. So to do that, we give it the RayInteractable component. The pointable element is going to be the canvas, and the surface is going to be the space that we decide is interactable. So the way we do that is we can go into My Panel and we can create a new empty, and we can call this surface. Once we have this object created, we can go here and create plane and add this component called PlaneSurface. So as you can see, this plane creates an infinite plane that acts as a collision surface for interactors without relying on Unity's physics. We need to crop this infinite plane because otherwise, rays coming out of your hands or controllers will happen infinitely. So to do that, we add a BoundsClipper, which does exactly what its name says. It clips the bounds. And then we need a script that activates the crop that we want. So the BoundsClipper tells us what we want to clip, and the ClippedPlaneSurface activates the area. So here in the ClippedPlaneSurface, we tell the plane surface we want, and we add the clipper, which is right here. And you'll notice how there's a new sort of collider-like looking object created. This determines the area that's interactable on the UI. So let's modify this a little bit. We don't need a high z-axis because this is a plane. And then let's extend this a little bit. I'm going to extend it like so. And you'll see that when I point to the sides, we won't be clipping here, but we will be clipping here. So let's move this a little bit forward. And then let's change the angle here. And let's hit play. Oh, I forgot. We haven't set the surface. So we need to add the surface here. And we need to add the ClippedPlaneSurface. Now it's important that we add the ClippedPlaneSurface because that's telling Unity, hey, we don't want the entire infinite plane to serve as a collision detector. We want the cropped version of it to act as a detector. Otherwise, you're going to start detecting rays infinitely, and we don't want that. So let's hit play. And you notice how now we can interact with the canvas. So to review, the plane surface creates an infinite plane that acts as a collision surface for interactors without relying on Unity's physics. In order to crop this plane, because otherwise rays coming from our hands or controllers will happen infinitely, we add a BoundsClipper script. This determines the crop we want. Then we add a ClippedPlaneSurface script that activates the crop we want. And then we use this to tell the canvas what is interactable with the RayInteractable script. Now, this is one way to do it. But there's also another way to do it. And this is part of the Meta SDK logic. We have many different degrees of freedom for how we want to create interactions. And so another way is by not creating an infinite plane and then cropping it. Instead, we can use a BoxCollider. So let's remove these components. And I actually prefer this way a little bit more. It requires fewer scripts, and I kind of just like the logic. So the way we do this is, instead of creating an infinite plane, we create a BoxCollider. This BoxCollider is going to act also as our cropping mechanism. So in order to activate this BoxCollider as a Ray collider detector, what we can do is add the ColliderSurface, and add this BoxCollider here. Now, similarly, just like before, we have a area that can detect collisions. So because this is a plane, we can make this flat, and we can extend this and increase it. And now, just like before, we can hit play. But first, we cannot forget that we have to tell the canvas what is our surface. So now we just pass this surface object here, and we can hit play. Voila. Fantastic. And you can see how this area doesn't go past the surface. Great. Awesome. Now you know how to create UI elements that respond to your hands in either AR or VR. I remember when I first started working with the Meta SDK that I was confused and overwhelmed by all the scripts, all these components attached to these objects. There were so many of them. But hopefully after today, you have a better understanding of the component logic in the Meta SDK for enabling UI interactions with your hands in either AR or VR. So yeah, peace and see you in the next one.